Hey, what is up, everybody? I'm here to give you guys my video series called What's Better, Raw or Smackdown? And this is where I talk about both shows and I review both of them. I decide which one is better in the end. I know I'm very late on getting this video up. I completely forgot to do this video. I apologize. So I'm just going to kind of do this now. I'm going to run through Raw and then I'm going to run through Smackdown. I think I remember everything that happened on Raw, though. And for those of you, though, if I missed something and you want to get my thoughts on it, please click down on the playlist down in the description box. That's from my Wrestling Fortune 44 channel. It's called my which you should subscribe to. It's a playlist that I have of live reactions, and I did a live reactions for both Raw and SmackDown for last week. So I'm going to start off with Monday Night Raw, and this episode of Monday Night Raw took place on August 21st, 2017. We had Michael Cole, Booker T, and Chloe Graves on commentary for this show, and I thought the show kicked off really well. It kicks right off with Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman coming out, and Paul Heyman's pretty much bragging about the fact that Brock Lesnar retained his WWE Universal Championship, um, and he says that that nobody can beat Brock Lesnar. He talks about how they try to define the odds, and then Braun Strowman comes out and he has a face-off with Brock Lesnar, and Braun Strowman pretty much lays out Brock Lesnar. Hits a big boot on him, and he hits two running power slams on him, and I thought that was awesome. I reacted to it really well in my live reactions. If you guys have watched it already, and I thought this made Braun Strowman look like a monster. They're really doing a good job of making him look like a beast and just really protecting him. He took out Brock Lesnar pretty much from the Fatal 4-Way match, though out a good portion of it at SummerSlam, and then on this show he just completely laid out Brock Lesnar. And now we found out that at No Mercy, which is the next Raw exclusive pay-per-view, it's going to be Brock Lesnar defending his WWE Universal Championship against Braun Strowman. I can't wait to see that match, and I'm really hoping that they pull the trigger and put the WWE Universal Championship on Braun Strowman. Then we had the next match. It was Big Cass versus Enzo Amore in a Brooklyn street fight. Um, that match I thought was not that great. Enzo cuts the promo where he talks about down Big Cass, normal stuff, and he brings out all these weapons to which Big Cass just destroys him with, and eventually it's just the whole match is just Big Cass beating down Enzo, and Big Cass hits a big boot. Big Cass falls outside the ring and he lands awkwardly on his leg. He tries to finish off the match. He goes for his Empire elbow, but he ends up the leg just gives out from under him, and he can't continue. And Enzo Amore wins the match. This actually was legit. Big Cass legitimately did get hurt from this, which sucks because he was actually being pushed pretty heavily, and now he's going to be out for 9 months um, due to a knee injury, which sucks because by the time he's going to lose all his momentum once he comes back. So I don't know what you do with Big Cass. If it was me, I would just put Enzo and Big Cass back together because they really just can't be without each other, and I hope that's the direction that they go. But we're going to have to wait and see. But Enzo wins. I mean, whatever. I'm not only going to trash this match too much because of the situation. And then Emma and Dana Brooke were backstage, and Emma's just talking all this trash about the same thing. And she talks about how she's going to beat up Nia Jax. Nia Jax, someone's going to have to give her CPO. We had the match. It was a squash. Dana Brooke wins. Why is the Emma being squashed? I don't know. And then we had the return of John Cena. He's now back on Monday Night Raw. Cool. Obviously, we knew this was coming since he was the free agent. We knew that after SummerSlam, he wasn't going to be a SmackDown superstar anymore. And, he calls out a certain superstar. Roman Reigns comes out. And then obviously, because of the protest, I don't watch any of Roman Reigns' segments, so I didn't see anything else. I did hear that this turned into a tag team match. I heard that The Miz cut a really good promo and Samoa Joe was really good, so whatever. The tag match was the main event. I didn't watch the main event, but I know that John Cena and Roman Reigns won. Obviously, that was going to happen because if John Cena and Roman Reigns on the same team, I'm hoping that this leads to John Cena versus Samoa Joe at No Mercy, because I think they could have a really good program together. And I hope that they have Samoa Joe take out John Cena to really solidify him as a top dog, because he's still being utilized pretty well, but he needs to get a big victory because he lost a Great Balls of Fire to Brock Lesnar, and he also lost the Fatal 4-Way match at SummerSlam. So he needs to get something. I'm not sure who Samoa Joe actually will be feuding with, if it's going to be John Cena or Roman Reigns, and I'm just not really sure. And then I think the next segment was oh, I don't remember what the next segment was. I think it was a match. Oh, it was the Cruiserweights 8-man tag team match. It was Drew Gulak, Tony Nese, Noam Dar, and who else? It was Drew Gulak, Tony Nese, Noam Dar, and somebody else. It was an 8-man tag. Oh, Alia Davawi versus Grand Metalik, Cedric Alexander, Rich Swann, and Grand Metalik, Cedric Alexander, Rich Swann. And I want to say Jack Gallagher because it wasn't him. I don't remember who else was on the other team. Let me look it up real quick. It's pretty bad. I don't remember who else was on the other team. 8-2017. Yeah, it was Grand Metalik, Cedric Alexander, and Mustafa Ali. I forgot. It was Cedric Alexander, but the face team won. I don't really remember a lot about the match. I remember Noam Dar didn't really want to tag into the match. Don't know if they're going to use that in the storyline. And Cedric Alexander wins by pin and Tony Nese. I really didn't care about that match. And one match I forgot to happen just before the John Cena segment was Elias defeated Truth in pretty much a squash. Who cared? The only but his theme, but his I do love his concerts. I think those are really cool. And then Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins come out and celebrate after winning the. No, actually, that's not what happens next. What happens next is Neville's backstage getting interviewed about winning the Cruiserweight Championship, and Akira Tozawa and Titus O'Neil want to have a rematch with him on 205 Live tomorrow night, which has already happened, which I will be doing a live reactions for it. So make sure you guys check that out. And yeah, the match was set. So overall, I think that match could be good. I don't really know why they just threw away that match, but whatever. Then Dean Ambrose and I don't also too at some point in the show, this happened I think before this segment. Jason Jordan came up to Kurt Angle backstage. I'm happy that they finally had him in on camera together, since we just pretty much found out that Jason Jordan was Kurt Angle's black son, so I was happy about that. And he wants to have a match against Finn Balor, and Kurt Angle grants him the match. And then we had the segment where Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins come out and celebrate the fact that they won their Raw Tag Team Championships. And they say that Sheamus and Cesaro are going to want a rematch, so they call them out for the rematch. Instead, the Hardy Boys come out. They want to wrestle them. They have the match. It was a really good match, and I really enjoyed it. A really good match, a really nice one match, and Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins won, and I was fine with this. I think Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins are starting to become a really good team together, and I think that the fact that they put them back as a team together really helped revitalize their careers. They were kind of floundering in the after Mania, so I'm happy that they're a team, and I thought him and the Hardy Boys had a really good match. And we had Cesaro and Sheamus watch the match from backstage, and I can't wait to see the rematch, probably at No Mercy, for the Raw Tag Team Championships between Cesaro and Sheamus and Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins. And I kind of can't wait till they build up to that eventual heel turn with Dean Ambrose. I don't want to see the Shield reunion. I want to see Dean Ambrose turn heel on Seth Rollins, because Ambrose as a heel was going to be awesome. Then we had Sasha Banks' Raw Championship celebration. She comes out and talks about how she's going to be a real champion, where she doesn't run away from fights like Alexa Bliss did. Alexa Bliss comes out and talks about how Sasha Banks has her title, and she's not worried that she is the Raw Women's Champion, because every time Sasha Banks defends it, She always loses it, so he wants to invoke her rematch clause. Sasha Banks wants to do it right now, which it says no, we're going to do it next week, which is this week. And yeah, that match was set for this week. Overall, I thought this was a pretty decent segment. I really wish that Alexa Bliss was the champion instead, and I do want to see this feud go in the direction with Alexa Bliss being the face and Sasha being the heel. I'm not saying that I want it to happen right now, but I think that would be awesome since Sasha Banks in real life is a bitch, and Alexa Bliss is actually really nice in real life. So that'd be kind of cool if that happened. Then we had Finn Balor versus Jason Jordan. I thought the match was good. I don't really remember a lot about it since it's been a week since I've seen it, but I thought the match was good. Finn Balor won, and yeah, it's really weird. They're really dropping the ball with this whole thing with Jason Jordan, and it's just bad. And then we had the tag match, and then that was it. Overall, I thought Raw was a good show. I thought the first hour wasn't that good though. The only thing that was really worth seeing in the first hour was probably the Braun Strowman Brock Lesnar segment. And then obviously you had John Cena return. I didn't really see the segment because of Roman Reigns, but whatever. And what else did I enjoy in the show? I enjoyed the tag team match between Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins and the Hardy Boys. I enjoyed Balor versus Jason Jordan. I enjoyed the Raw Women's title segment. And there was other stuff I think I enjoyed. I enjoyed Elias on this show this week. So overall, I thought Raw was a pretty good show. I think also this was just um, yeah, this was just nothing really happened on the show, which was my only complaint. But then we have SmackDown, where SmackDown I thought was a hell of a was better than I thought SmackDown was better than Raw. We had SmackDown where AJ Styles came out and he wanted to issue a open if he's on and if I had to rate Raw, by the way, I'd probably rated probably a 7 out of 10, just a good show. So then we had SmackDown. We had the commentary team of JBL, Tom Phillips, and Byron Saxton. And AJ Styles comes out and he wants to issue an open challenge for the United States title. Instead, Kevin Owens comes out and he's talking about how there was Shanti officiating in their match. Then just leads Shane McMahon to come out. Kevin Owens pretty much says that because Shane reversed the decision and saw that his foot and counted 3 after, but reversed the decision after Styles seeing that Styles' foot was on the rope. He wants a rematch, so AJ Styles agrees to give him the rematch, and this is going to be Kevin Owens' last chance as the U.S. At the United States title as long as AJ Styles is the champion, and Kevin Owens gets to pick the ref. So this whole night, Kevin Owens is trying to pick a referee. He goes to Sami Zayn, which I thought was a logical choice, and Sami Zayn refuses, obviously. But I did like those segments together, and I really want to see them back, um, um, on TV again together. Breezango wants to do it, and they did a funny segment with them, and Kevin Owens is like, no, just go away. I thought that was funny. Eventually, Baron Corbin agrees, only if Kevin Owens agrees that he gets the first shot at the United States Championship if Owens wins. So then later on, so he agrees to have Baron Corbin. So then later on, Baron Corbin goes backstage, and Styles says that if you want a shot, you're going to have to accept the open challenge. And Baron Corbin, they're pretty much trying to tell the story that Baron Corbin's going to cheat to help Kevin Owens win. I'll get more into that match later on in the show when I talk about the main event, but overall, I thought the setup was pretty nice. Then we have the next segment, which I thought was awesome. It was Aiden English in the ring, and he's singing his song, and then the lights go out, and Bobby Roode makes his debut on SmackDown. I thought this was awesome. I didn't expect to see Bobby Roode. Actually, let me say, I thought this was glorious. I thought this was awesome, glorious. I did not expect Bobby Roode to debut on the main roster this soon, considering the fact that he's still doing stuff in NXT, like the feud with Roderick Strong, and he's also feuding with. He also still has a rematch for the NXT Championship. So I did not expect Bobby Roode to get called up to the main roster. I didn't expect it to happen until January of next year. But I'm happy that he finally got called up because, quite frankly, he really should have been called up all along. He really didn't need to be down in NXT. Obviously, we know why he really went to NXT to give it that name value. But I'm happy that Bobby Roode is up on the main roster. He has a match with Aiden English. It was actually a pretty good match. He wins with the glorious DDT. He cuts a promo afterwards after Renee Young's interviewing him. I don't really remember what he says in his promo, but it was glorious. And it looks like they're going to have him be a face, which I really don't mind. So I thought this was great. Then we have then we had a backstage segment, which I thought was really cool. And Daniel Bryan's talking to Chad Gable backstage, and he says that that the reason that he just traded Jason Jordan to Raw was because there was a reason for it, is because that Kurt Angle agreed to help Daniel Bryan sign his one of his old friends to SmackDown, and that ended up being Shelton Benjamin. Shelton Benjamin finally makes his return. Obviously he was supposed to return literally a year ago, but obviously because of the fact that he got hurt, it didn't happen. And now him and Chad Gable are going to be a tag team, and they get a chance to showcase their tag team skills next week. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm happy Shelton Benjamin returned, and these were these were just two nice, really good segments. Then we had a tag team match. It was the Usos versus the Hype Bros. It was really a nothing tag match, but I thought it was all right. Usos win, whatever. I thought it was whatever. Then we have Shinsuke Nakamura versus the Sin Brothers in a 2-on-1 handicap match. This was made. Daniel Bryan made the match earlier in the night because the Sin Brothers interfered in the title match between Nakamura and Mahal at SummerSlam. Nakamura squashes him, and then he takes out Jinder Mahal with the King Sasha. I really hope that Nakamura takes the title from him at Hell in a Cell when they have the match, because that's the next SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view, because this title just really needs to get off Jinder, so hopefully that happens. And then we had a women's match. It was Natalya comes out and cuts a promo, talks about how she's brought legitimacy back to the SmackDown Women's Championship. Carmelo and James Ellsworth come out saying that Carmelo could cash in on you and just have you do all the work in the tag match. James Ellsworth lets it slip. So that's pretty much what happened. We have the tag match. It was Natalya and Carmella versus Becky Lynch and Naomi. You have Naomi dancing and stuff here when she was just upset that she lost the SmackDown Women's title. It didn't really make any sense. And Becky Lynch, I think, tapped out like Carmella. I don't really remember the finish, but I remember Carmella lost. It was whatever. Who cares? I didn't really care about this match all that much. Then we have Dolph Ziggler gets returned and get interviewed, and he's got something in mind for next week. Don't care. Don't really care that much for Dolph Ziggler, so whatever. Then we had, I think it was the money. Then we had the main event. It was a United States title match with Baron Corbin as the referee. Styles defending against Owens. Obviously a good match. Obviously just hurt by the finish and just overbooking of the referee. They had stuff going on like when Styles had Owens in the calf crusher. It stopped. Corbin forced Styles to let it go since he touched the rope, and then Corbin was fast counting Styles, so Shane comes out and he yells at him, so Corbin quits. Shane takes over as the referee. Owens is upset about this, and then Styles wins with a phenomenal forearm. Shane counts 3, and obviously this is clearly setting up to the match that's probably going to happen at Hell in a Cell. In a Hell in a Cell match, it's going to be Shane McMahon versus Kevin Owens, and then we're going to probably maybe get Styles versus Corbin for the U.S. title. So, whatever. I can't wait to see Owens versus Shane, though. I think that's going to be really good since Owens and Shane, that's a match that's been pretty much building since Kevin Owens has come on to SmackDown. This would have been better if Kevin Owens had looked a little bit more credible, but whatever. So I can't wait to see that. Overall, I thought SmackDown was really good. It had some really nice debuts and returns, like Shelton Benjamin returning, Bobby Roode debuting, and then I obviously like the stuff they did with AJ Styles and Kevin Owens and the setup to Shane versus Owens. I didn't mind that too much. I didn't mind the tag match, I guess, that much. I like the way that the Usos looked. They look strong. And I also like the way Nakamura looking strong this week. So overall, nothing really that bad on SmackDown, except for maybe that women's match. So overall, if I had to rate SmackDown, I'll probably give it a 8 point. I'll probably give it just an 8 out of 10, actually. So overall, I thought SmackDown was better than Raw, which hasn't happened in a while, and it probably won't happen for a while. And I'm looking forward to watching SmackDown to see Shelton Benjamin and Chad Gable team up to face whoever they're going to face. And I kind of can't wait to see what comes out of SmackDown this week. So that's my video. Thank you guys for watching this video. Please make sure you guys subscribe to my Owen Talkinator channel for more content. And make sure you subscribe to this channel for more content. And make sure on all 3 of my YouTube channels, after you subscribe to them, this channel, Owen Talkinator, and Wrestling Fortune 44, you click on the bell. So that way, every time you upload a video on all 3 of those YouTube channels, you guys will get the notification for it. And that's pretty much it, guys. Talk to you later.